most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Sharp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to show you how to get flexible hamstrings without stretching. Do this, it's very simple.
Okay, Bob, I'm curious to see what kind of trick you got up your
It's
sleeve.
like my brain, very simple. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also go to bobandbrad.com. The giveaway section, we're always giving something away. This week we're going to give away the Bob and Brad stretch out strap.
That's right, Bob.
We'll give away a couple of them.
It's a beaut, and we're going to show how to use it in this video, right?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Because we're not doing stretching in this video.
Right.
We're using it for testing. You can also go to Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page. Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program.
And the podcasts are now out there. You don't even have to look at us. Just listen. And we've got actually some really intelligent people on with books, authors, experts, the whole works.
All right. Let's go to work, Brad.
Okay.
Okay, so muscles are attached to bones by tendons, and muscles contract by moving the bones and pulling on them. And then the muscles contract and shorten up. Now, muscles can't push, they only pull.
Where are you going with this,
I don't
Bob?
know. Let me get to I'll make a point here. So, you have to, when one muscle is working, the muscle on the opposite side is relaxing.
So that's the opposite muscle would be the antagonist.
Right. We have an agonist and the antagonist. And the way to remember this is the muscle that's working is in agony.
Oh, that's what I needed to know. Because I always, and then the other one, the ant. So it's like your aunt is, maybe you have an aunt.
Ant is relaxing? I don't know.
Aunt Jemima or aunt, some kind of, if you have an ant out there.
Sure.
So this is the quadricep would be the
no, I think the bicep's always a good way to show this.
Okay,
Brad.
sure.
So if I'm going to use this bicep, it shortens up the muscle, shortens up, lifts the arm.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the tricep, the opposite muscle, has to relax, because if it doesn't relax, I can't pull up.
They're fighting each other.
They're fighting each other, right? So if we can get the muscles on this side to work.
Yep.
And the other muscle, the hamstring, is then going to fully relax, and you could get more motion out of it.
And that happens to be an automatic response to the nervous system.
Yes.
Unless you happen to have a health problem with your nervous system.
Right.
So if you're healthy, which, we're going to assume you are with this.
Sometimes, like when you're in pain, you have spasms. That's muscles working, both working at the same time.
Against each other.
Against each other,
that's
right.
a problem.
So in our case, again, we want to strengthen the quads.
Yep.
And also strengthen maybe the hip flexors, and that'll relax the hip extensors and the hamstrings.
So when they're relaxed, they're going to elongate much easier without you having to think about it.
Right. So the first thing we like to do is we like to see if you're making any gains. So we're going to test it.
Sure.
So I'm going to lie down, and I'm going to do the 90-90 test. Now, there's two ways, Brad, you could do this. One, you could flatten your back like this.
Sure.
And then bring the leg up to 90 degrees.
So the hip is at 90 degrees?
Yep.
Yep.
You even hold this.
Yep.
And then you see how straight your leg goes.
Yep. So if the knee goes completely straight, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
You probably
what
don't
am
need
I lacking?
you probably don't need to stretch your hamstrings if you can straighten your knee out at a 90 degree.
What am I lacking, Brad? Maybe
what are you lacking? You mean
10, 20 degrees?
Yeah, I would say 22.5 degrees. That's about 20.
Now you
15.
could bring both legs up, Brad, and go like this. This stabilizes the back automatically then.
Oh, so you get the back down.
Yeah. It makes the back go down. You can't bring it up. So
I think the big thing is that you do it consistently.
Right.
When you test, and then the next time after you do the stretch to see if it's got better.
Some of you will have trouble with this. So that's where you can use a rolled towel or a rolled sheet or the stretch out strap.
Yep.
And these are nice because they got loops in there, and I can put my hands in there and I can hold it in place. And now I'm going to flatten my back. My back is flattened.
Yep.
I'm pushing the arch down to the bed.
If I put my hand under there, you'd be squeezing it.
So now I can test it that way too.
So now this leg is flat.
Yeah.
We want to get that
The
pelvis.
back is flat.
Yep. So, if I was in the clinic, I'd have my goniometer. I could measure that
You could measure it out
accurately.
Well, you could see.
Right.
You can kind of see what you're doing. So I'm going to start by doing these, and you're actually going to work it like this without any weight. So I'm working the quad. I'm kind of working the hip flexor too, and I'm making the hamstring relax fully because I'm working the quad.
Right.
Does that make sense to you, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say we want to take it to the next level.
Matter of fact, I learned this whole concept in school 25 years ago, and I still remember it.
I'm surprised. I thought it was longer than 25 years, but
It might be.
For
could
me,
be
it was
30.
35, 36 years.
No, I graduated when my daughter was born, so it was 24, 25. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Brad went back to school later in life. Very impressive, by the way.
Yeah, and I had a child later in life too,
Yeah.
compared to a lot of
That's
people.
true. Okay, so again, I'm going to work on my quads. Now I have an ankle weight on here, make it even a little bit more, like give a little more agony to the agonist.
Yep, and then the antagonist is going to relax even more.
Right.
So you're not thinking about stretching this. You're thinking about straightening the knee.
Right, exactly. Straighten the knee as much as possible.
Yep.
Make the quadricep work.
And inherently, the hamstring is stretching without you even have to focus
Well, let's
on
find
it.
out. Let's see if this little bit helped, Brad. I'm doing this totally spontaneous. I have
Right.
no idea if it helped or not. It maybe did. But take a look, Brad. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You went from 22 and a half to 22.
I'm almost straight, right?
No, it is better, but
Yeah.
you're not pulling harder?
No,
Oh,
it just went easier.
Oh.
So another option, we're going to show this because we just received this from Ben Patrick. He's the knees over toe guy.
Sure.
Really nice of him to send us one of these. This is the ankle foot, or what is it called? Oh, monkey foot.
Yeah, yeah. It's a device.
Ankle foot, monkey foot.
It's
Yeah.
a device.
And you can, for those of you who are a lot stronger than we are,
Yes.
you can actually put a heavy dumbbell on there.
Right.
We have a light dumbbell on there right now.
Well, I could
Somewhat
I could put a heavier one on there, but we don't have one that fits.
Yeah.
I could get a 50-pounder and
All
make
right.
it work.
So Brad's going to show how well this works, and it kind of binds like you said, a ski boot, right?
Yeah, it's a nice, it's a well-built device. It's got a nice ratchet mechanism to tighten it on, and it holds the weight on very well. It takes a little practice to get that on and off, but once you do it a few times, you should be able to do it quickly.
Well, this is just one use for it. It
Yeah.
actually has a lot of different uses. You can work at the hip flexors. You can.
So, we could flatten my back, tighten. You get some core work out of this too.
Sure.
So here I'm working the quads and the hip flexors.
Yep.
And we're going to stretch. The nice thing I like about this is when you get up to here, the weight, and when you get past this point,
It helps you.
yep, you even get some stretch without thinking about it.
Get
It's
some
like,
assistance.
Yep. Or if I do it like Bob was doing it, I flatten here and work just the quadriceps. Well, the hip flexors are still inherently
Yep. Working a little bit too.
stabilizing and
Yep.
working. Yep.
Now, Brad has more flexibility than I do on your hamstrings. It comes from your kicking days, right, Brad?
Yeah, by karate, I stretched hamstrings for 17 years pretty aggressively, but I've tightened up a little since then.
But Brad
But
used
yeah,
to be
they're a
able
little
to-
better. Oh yeah, that feels good.
You could kick the hat off of somebody before, right?
Well, Bob, we don't want to talk about those days. No, we did. That was a kind of a goal to kick someone head level without touching them
Sure.
naturally. But yeah, it is a nice way to stretch the hamstring.
Well, it's not really a stretch; it's a strengthen. But it works.
Oh, that's right. We got to be
It's a
in.
great way. Brad, I did that a few times. It was so easy, and yet I gained like 15 degrees.
It's
Very
a
simple.
sneaky way to
It is.
stretch the hamstrings.
Yes, it is.
You know,
So, by the way, Brad and I can fix just about anything.
except for.
A broken heart.
But we're working on that, aren't we, Bob? Bob, I do want to say something. We had comments on your T-shirt, and I don't think everyone gets it. It starts out with an ape and the poor posture,
Yeah.
and then the evolution, man, started being upright. But then when the computer came along,
We went back down
The computer
again.
caused everyone in their cell phone causes everything, that posture to round
So
over
read the
again.
words.
something somewhere went terribly wrong. So the
Yeah,
computer,
it started off. We started off good. We went upright, and then also we went back down to
slouched
slouched
over,
over.
the hunchback, yeah, all these things. So, yeah, and we continue to work on that as well.
Yeah, and you know, if you don't believe that we came from apes, which that's fine. We may not have. I don't know, but we probably did come from people that were bent over.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, we don't want to get into any
Yeah,
philosophical
revolutionary.
thing.
Yeah. It's just funny to me. That's all.
It's
I
a
find
physical
it-
therapy thing sometimes,
Yeah.
I think, and other people look at it as whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyways,
All
enjoy
right.
the day.
Take care.